Good morning, everyone, on this 23rd of April to Sifting Through the Rubble as we continue our walk through the why questions. This week's episode, so to speak, is on why nursery rhymes. Why nursery rhymes is a pretty great subject because it is a confluence of a number of different pedagogical principles that guide our instruction here at Memorial Lutheran School. Multum non multa, much not many, and repetitio mater memoriae, as well as song, chants, and jingles from the embodied learning, all come together in the subject of the nursery rhyme. Now, nursery rhymes are not just for nursery school, although they are very beneficial to students in ages 3 and 4, certainly younger as they hear them, and to kindergartners on up. And rhymes can be very helpful, rhyming poetry or short little stories all the way through a person's education. But as children are young, when nursery rhymes are employed, great things happen in the brain, as well as in the mouth and the teeth and the lips when it comes to speaking and articulating. Nursery rhymes assist in cognitive development. They are good to teach how language works. They build up the memory storehouses that a child has. They also develop inferencing skills because many nursery rhymes are written in an older form of English. They use vocabulary words that aren't common, especially to children's speech, but certainly to some adults as well. And so vocabulary is grown by using nursery rhymes. Patterns, which are found in old rhymes, make these very memorable and easy to memorize, and it gives children the beginning of a great long-term and working memory. As I mentioned before, speech development comes with nursery rhymes in a profound way. When it comes to hearing sound, nursery rhymes tend to exhibit plays on words, and the more plays on words, the better a child's facility with English is. Rhymes allow for not only for articulation, right, clear speech, but also the modulation of the voice, pitch and volume and inflection. Enunciation comes as a result of this. Recitation is a great skill to have, and everyone loves little poems, even though it may bother the parents to hear the poem for the 4,832nd time. It has created a great groove in the memory and the development and the mind of the child. As I mentioned at the introduction to this, the mouth and the tongue muscles are developed quite a bit through the use of nursery rhymes in a way that other storytelling, not so much. But when it comes to rhyming, if you think of even just a rhyming book, say Fox and Socks, which there are many better ones, but what that book does to the tongue when you have to say it over and over again, as a parent certainly, is a great example of what nursery rhymes will do in the short and brief for children. Also, listening comprehension is a significant part of the speech development. We read fairy tales and rhymes at the beginning of our education here, and as children learn how to read, not just to be read to, which certainly is something important and significant, and we'll talk about read alouds next month. Nursery rhymes provide a great foundation for reading. They're also a good introduction to stories because all rhymes have beginnings, middles, and ends. Vocabulary, again, is a great boon when it comes to nursery rhymes. Language gets assimilated, poetry is introduced, spelling skills come to light as reading of nursery rhymes as opposed to reciting them becomes what children are able to do. And many different literary devices can be taught in the classroom, as well as sort of known inferentially. So the alliteration of some rhymes, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Onomatopoeia, the name of a sound doing the sound, and all of the various metaphors and imagery that one finds in rhymes. Nursery rhymes develop the imagination, and generally nursery rhymes were written and created to develop a certain kind of moral imagination. Georgie Porgy puddin' and pie kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. You can do a lot with that little rhyme in terms of teaching against teasing and what true cowardice is. Georgie Porgy wouldn't tease the girls when all the other boys are around. And so each of the rhymes that many of you know, Mother Goose rhymes, or there's Richard Scarry's great book of nursery rhymes. Arnold LaBelle has a version of nursery rhymes. Lots of versions exist, which we use here in our school, and I'm sure some of you have in your homes. These rhymes provide not only a great deal of fun, because rhymes are fun, but they also provide a great deal of education, even inside 3 or 4 little lines of poetry. Nursery rhymes are not just for the youngest children. They can be used for older children. They can be used for the youngest children, not only the non-readers, but the readers. Nursery rhymes also preserve culture. Grandparents, parents, great-grandparents all know nursery rhymes and enjoy sharing nursery rhymes. Nursery rhymes connect children to the past, to different sorts of jobs that they may not be aware of. Simple Simon gives an example of that. Pattern and mathematics are found in rhymes, and counting oftentimes can be found in rhymes. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. And these are also very significant, not only to show that knowledge is integrated and we can have fun with a rhyme and learn about history, learn about culture, learn about numbers, learn about people, but the vocabulary of mathematics, of history, of literature is all found inside rhymes. Lots of rhymes involve the whole body, not just the mouth and the tongue and the ears, but also Ring Around the Rosie and London Bridge are 2 examples of those which involve the legs and the hands. Finger plays are a great deal of fun for children and also fit within this grand category of nursery rhymes. Mrs. Paul includes a number of finger plays in her music instruction in the early childhood music program here at Memorial. So we have language development, we have body development, we have math and culture and history and literature, vocabulary. Nursery rhymes also develop a sense of humor, which is very important to have in children. They're also good for groups because of the movement and the rhythm and the words. They also are helpful for breaking the ice. Nursery rhymes are familiar. They're interesting and funny. And so if you are getting a group of children together for the first time, say at the beginning of a school year, or a drama club, or a group of students in any capacity, nursery rhymes can help break that ice and get rid of the uncomfortableness. Also, when children first come to school, say at preschool, pre-K. So from Humpty Dumpty to Hey Diddle Diddle, to 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie, nursery rhymes are a great foundation for children. They are a great reminder for adults. They are a great tool to develop the memory, to develop language, to develop knowledge, and they're just plain fun. It's enjoyable to say rhymes with children, especially the littlest ones. When you're talking about, say, babies or toddlers, they think they sound funny, and Few things are nicer in life than a belly laugh from a baby or a toddler. So go read some nursery rhymes with your children or your grandchildren. Volunteer at your school when you can get inside it to read some stories to the kids. Enjoy when your teacher sends these home, depending upon the grade, or ask the teacher how they include nursery rhymes in the curriculum. We are glad to use these as a part of our foundation here at Memorial Lutheran School for all of the reasons listed above, and because of how great a foundation it provides for our children at a classical Lutheran school. Thanks for joining us this week for Sifting Through the Rubble. Next week, we'll talk about the value of sports and athletics when it comes to a classical Lutheran education. It's quite apropos because next Friday is our field day and house games day here at Memorial Lutheran School. So we'll see you next week. This will be posted to YouTube. And so will next week's as we continue with our series this semester of Sifting Through the Rubble.